let us connect in with our breath, our body, join our mind and our emotions and our soul and spirit all into one beautiful connection of love energy. All right, let's begin this class with chanting the sound of Om so that we can connect in with all that is. Sitting in easy pose, sitting up nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose and into your belly. And let's connect with our higher self and I am presence, Mother, Father, God. And now set your intention for your practice this morning. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And now let's interlace our fingers. Press the palms straight out away from you. And then draw your chin down to your chest as you roll your back, as you round your back. So just press the palms away, rounding the back. And then inhale, press the palms straight up to sky. And just a couple of breaths here. And then release your hands down onto your knees. And we're going to do a little bit of a movement with our midsection. So keeping your hands on your knees, draw your whole torso, this section, your belly forward. And then draw it around in a circle. So you're going to be moving your abdominal region around in a giant circle while you keep your head and shoulders pretty much centered over the body. So as you inhale, you go forward. And as you exhale, you draw back. So with the breath, and this is a really good movement for your digestive system, just to tone it and to work it a little bit. And now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So inhale going forward, exhale back. Good. And then come back to center. And now we're going to take our hands up to our shoulders. And we're just going to do a little bit of a twisting motion with the breath. So you're in easy pose and you're just going to inhale and you go to the right, exhale to the left. Okay, and we're going to do it pretty quickly here. And then come back to center and release your hands down. And that sort of movement, if it makes you feel a little woozy in the head, that's pretty normal. So just take a couple of grounding breaths here as you center. So that's a little bit of Kundalini movement that I like to throw into the classes every now and again. And let's roll out over our ankles, come onto all fours in tabletop position. Onto the mat here. Spreading the fingers wide underneath your shoulders, and the knees are underneath your hips, and We'll do some cat-cow. Inhale, looking up. Drop the belly, reach the tailbone up. And then exhale, pressing the heart up. And flow back and forth between your cat-cow. The purpose of this is to just get that movement happening in the spine. That's that wave-like movement. So you're setting up a rhythm in the spine with the breath. Good. And then come back to a neutral spine. And we're going to do a side plank on the right hand side, but we're going to do a modified version today. So right hand is underneath the right shoulder. Extend the left leg long. Open up your torso to the left and raise the left arm up to sky. So we're just going to take it a little bit easy to start. Nice modified plank. And now really feel your extension through your arms here as you breathe into the belly. Good. Go ahead and lower the left arm down and the left knee down. And then we'll do the other side. Left hand comes underneath the left shoulder. Extend the right leg out and raise the right arm up. Just about 4 or 5 breaths here. Just really feeling into your body. Stacking the shoulders. Good. And release the right arm down and the right knee down. And now we're going to make circles with our hips. So draw your hips back to the right, center, over a little bit to the left. And then we're going to come all the way forward and making a circle with the right, going around to the right with your hips. And now the other direction. Drawing your hips back to your heels, like you're sort of swooping it around, coming forward. And just a couple more of these. Good. And now let's take it back into child's pose with the knees wide on the mat. Toes touching and the forehead down as the arms are out in front. And now lift your head and chest and come all the way down onto your belly. Nice and slow. Chin on the mat. Arms down alongside the body. Palms facing down. And let's take the right leg up. Nice and straight. Right hip on the mat. And just hold it as you breathe. Relaxing your shoulders and neck. Just be aware of your breath moving in and out. Last breath here. Good. Lower the right leg down and raise the left leg up. Hip is intact. Leg is straight. Breathe into the belly. 2 more breaths. Good. Lower that left leg down. Make a pillow with your hands. Turn your head to one side and just rock your hips back and forth. So you can see with that very simple pose or exercise, you're holding your leg up, which at first doesn't seem like much, but after about 8 breaths, you notice it. And we're just building strength there in the legs and the core. And now you're going to bring your arms back down alongside your body, palms facing down. And we're going to lift everything up now. Both legs, chest, arms. Breathe into the belly. If you wish to interlace your fingers behind your back, you can. You don't have to. And then just keep the breath flowing. And release it down. And make a pillow with your hand. Turn your head to the other side. Rock the hips. And now bring your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows into the body, tuck the toes, and let's take it up and back into downward dog. And we start out, when we first do this pose, we want to take our time to open up the back of the body. So pedal through the feet. Pressing away from the hands and your upper arms. Your arms are slightly rotated inward. Good. Now sink both heels down, and you can add a nice pulse with your heart, bouncing toward your toes. Keep pressing away from the hands, arms extended. Good. And now let's roll it out into plank. Long line in the body. Your hips are elevated, but you want one long line. And if anyone wants to go a little deeper into this hold, you can raise your left leg just a couple inches off the mat and hold it. Lower the left leg and let's raise the right leg up now. Lower the right leg, drop onto both knees, and let's sit back into child's pose once again. Just gather our breath. And then go ahead and come back up into downward dog, up and back. And now we're going to raise the right leg high. Bend through the right knee so the right hip opens, and rotate your right foot around in a circle. And then go ahead and step the right foot all the way up between the hands for low lunge. Low lunge, you can have your back knee down or the back leg is lifted. And here, go ahead and step the left foot up, all the way up so you're in standing forward fold. Belly comes onto your thighs. Release your head and torso and hold on to opposite elbows as you just sort of wriggle your spine out. Shake your head and just let your whole upper body stretch down using gravity to lengthen your spine, releasing right from the hip crease. And now release your arms down, and we're going to step the right foot back into low lunge. Drop the knee, and now we're going to walk this left foot out to the edge of the mat and come into lizard pose. So we're just stretching into that left hip groin area. So as always, we're working with our breath and the body. And as we consciously work with the breath, we can see where it wants to go in the body to open any part of us that is resisting the flow of the breath. And we can also look to our lives and see, where are we resisting the flow? Good. And then we're coming out of lizard pose. And we're going to plant the right hand underneath the right shoulder. Sweep this left arm back, and you're going to bend through the right knee and grab onto the right foot with the left hand. Now, if that is difficult for you and you need a strap, then, grab your strap or a belt, or a belt for a robe, or whatever you have that's handy. And you're going to loop that around the right foot and then come back into your pose. Now, a lot of people are up here. You can also have your hand on a block, okay? So get yourself into position. Make sure your left foot is underneath your left knee. And then lift in the chest as you open and draw that foot towards you. You're really going to feel it in the upper right thigh. And keep extending your chest up and open. The right thigh, or the thighs, are where we have store a lot of anger, actually, because there's a lot of liver energy in the thigh. So if your thighs are really tight, you might consider doing a liver cleanse if that's something that you need. Okay, so releasing that foot down, and let's walk the left foot back into place. Left arm is on the outside of the foot. And then drop or lift the right leg, plant the right foot to line up with your right hip bone. We're going to come up into warrior one. Warrior one, press into the front leg, and you're coming up to a standing position. And then reach both arms up to sky as you sink into this front leg. Heart is lifting, and you're reaching for the outside of the mat. Now you're reaching for the mat with the outside of the right foot as you bend into the front leg. Arms reaching up, heart lifts. Warrior one. Good. Straighten now through the front leg, and you're going to step the back foot in a little bit for a shorter stance. From here, we're going to move into Virabhadrasana 3. So warrior 3, bring your palms to your heart, You're going to step up to balance on the left foot, and then your torso comes parallel to the floor as your right leg lifts. Now, if this is a balancing pose, if you need a chair to place your hands on, or you want to use a wall for your hands, by all means, do that. Support yourself in any way you know how. Good advice for life, right? So this is Warrior 3. Nice deep breaths. And now release your hands down to the mat with the right leg still lifted. And you're going to take the right leg behind the left for scissors pose. Outside edges of the feet are touching. And then draw your crown down toward the mat. One more breath. And now bring your right foot around so that your feet are hip width apart. Bend through your knees and let's roll all the way up to stand. Stepping to the top of the mat, palms at the heart. In prayer position, take a nice deep breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. And now let's step that left foot all the way back into low lunge. From here, you can drop the back knee down and walk the right foot out to the edge of the mat. Uncurl the left toes and come into your lizard pose on the other side. Whether you're on blocks or up on your hands, become aware of the resistance in the hip area and groin, and just sit with it. Breathe with it. And sometimes just taking your awareness to the resistance will make it go away, or will move it. Is a better way of saying that. Good. Feeling the opening. Okay, now we've got this deep stretch in the thigh coming up here. So you plant your left hand underneath your left shoulder, and you're going to turn your torso to the right, sweep your right arm back, and then bend through the left knee, grabbing onto that foot, and you're drawing the foot toward you. As you open the torso, if you need your strap, use it. Good, and release that leg down. Walk the right foot back in with the right arm coming to the outside. So the right foot is lining up with the right hip bone. And now we're going to plant this left foot to line up with the left hip bone. And a nice long stance for Warrior 1. The right knee bent, go ahead and come up into the pose. Hips and shoulders are squared to the front. And you're reaching through this left leg. So you don't want it like bent or anything. You want that an active leg as you're reaching through it. And you're bending into this right knee, drawing this left hip forward. You can reach your arms up. If you need more balance and your hands feel better on your hips, just work it right here. Whatever feels good. Deep breath. One more breath. Good. Release your arms down. And now you're going to draw this back foot in so we have a shorter stance. And we're moving into Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So from Warrior 1 to 3. And now we come to balance on the right leg. Hands can be on a chair or the wall in front of you. So everyone can do this. Or if you are ready for it, hands at the heart. And then as you balance on the right leg, your torso comes down parallel to the floor, left leg lifts. And you also want to keep your left hip pointing down. So we're not stacking our hips in this pose. We want our sacral inside ankle. I can feel that stretch opening. Breath. And then left leg comes around. Your feet are hip width apart. And you're going to bend both knees here and bring your torso out parallel to the floor, both arms in front. So you're in a deep squat. Uh-oh. Have you lost me? I'm not sure. The screen's changed, but I'll just keep going as if everything's normal. We're in a deep squat here, arms out.
Hey, Beth, everything's fine.
Okay, thank you. Wouldn't it be great if a voice came through every now and again throughout the day from nowhere that said, hey, everything's fine.
I love that. And maybe it does. Maybe we just need to listen a little harder.
Right. You're absolutely right. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's good. Okay. So let's come out of that. And let's actually make our way down onto our seat. It's funny that this is coming up because the other night, as I was going to sleep, Ruth, I was almost asleep, and I heard a voice say, good night. It was a male voice. And I didn't recognize it, and I was like, good night. Like, whoever that is. One of my guides.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, it did freak me out a little bit. Okay, so let's come down, and you're going to have both legs open to start. Down onto your seat. We're really opening the groin area, bringing your hands out in front, and let's walk it forward. And if this is not one of your favorite stretches, then that's good, because that probably means that you need it. You know how that works. Really, really, really don't want to do this one thing. And then that's the thing that you need the most, right? That's usually how it works. There's a quote by Joseph Campbell that says, the cave you most don't want to enter holds the treasure you seek. So there you have it. Okay, we're leaning forward and we're getting this groin area nice and open with the breath. The cave you least want to enter holds the treasure you seek. So what are you avoiding or what are you resisting that you need to give your attention to that will help your life move into the flow? That is the question. All right. And now bring this right foot in. So bend through the right knee. We're going to take the left hand onto the left leg. Right arm comes up, and we're going to do a sideways bend over this left leg. It doesn't matter how far you come over. It's not a competition. That's the beauty of yoga, is you're just working with your own body, and you really want to just focus on this side stretch down the right side of the body and feel into that. Breathe into that. Good. And let's come up slowly, and we'll take it to the other side. Bend the left knee so that left foot comes in. The right leg is extended out to the side. Okay, now we're going to do something a little different. So, right hand comes down, left arm comes up and over. Now, for whatever reason, if one side is different than another and you need to move the way you're supporting yourself, just do whatever feels natural. And now, as you breathe, become aware of the moving dynamic in your body. What I mean by that is, be aware of how the energy within you wants to express itself. Be aware of how the energy inside of you wants to move through you. So just pay attention to what's happening as you breathe. And then come all the way up. Good. And bring both soles of the feet together. We'll do Tarasana. Feet are away from you. Diamond shape in the legs. And we're drawing the crown toward the instep of the feet. And that means toward. If it doesn't land there, it's okay. Just wherever you come to, visualize yourself with your feet on your head, like this. And then come all the way back up. And now, I want you to take your first two fingers and your thumb and wrap them around your big toe. So you have like a holder for your big toes. And you're going to come onto your seat and lift your legs out into a V position. Chest stays lifted. Now, if you can't reach your toes like this with your fingers, then you can also be grabbing onto your legs with your hands like this. Keep lifting through the chest. And now if you want to try bringing the legs together, and then back apart. And then bend through the knees, come down, and let's make our way all the way onto our back. All the way down onto the back. And let's hug the knees into the chest and just rock a little side to side. And now we're going to do some core exercises. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Bring your hands underneath your seat a little bit so that they're half under, half out. All right? Legs are extended down on the mat. Now your back is nice and long, shoulders down. So your hands underneath your seat is going to support you in this core work. So let's begin just by raising both legs up off the mat. And we're going to take the right leg up and then switch. So you're sort of doing, it's like you're walking. Nice and slow. One leg comes up, the other goes down and hovers just off the mat. Right? And you're going to feel this. You're working the abdominal core region, whole leg. Just going to do this. It's actually not that difficult, right? You're noticing how easy this is. Wow, this is so easy. It's just like walking. Okay. Now we'll step it up a little bit. So both legs are now up in the air. Bring your hands underneath your head, interlacing your fingers behind your skull, and then draw your elbows up. And now you're going to bend the left knee and bring the right elbow to it. And at the same time, you extend that right leg long. Okay? Now come back to center and other side. Now add the breath in here. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. We're just going to work. Keep going back and forth here. Having a wardrobe malfunction. Now notice where in your abdominal region you're really feeling this. I'm feeling it right below the belly button area. And now I'm feeling it in the upper abdominal area. So the core, all the muscles around the spine, acts to hold our musculoskeletal system structure together and support it. So we want a nice, strong core that takes away back problems. It supports the spine. And you look great. You feel great with a nice, strong core. You're less prone to any injuries because you've got good balance. I'm trying to give you all these wonderful incentives just to keep going and doing this. Okay, last one. And now plant your feet. Bring your legs, your knees out wide. Splay your knees out wide. And then bring your arms overhead, touching your thumb and forefinger, opposite hands together like this in goddess pose. Relax your belly. Just let it all go. Breathe. Let go, let go, let go. And let's go again. Okay, this time Hands come down alongside the body. Once again, tuck those hands underneath your seat. Extend the legs long. And this time we're going to scissor our legs back and forth. And it looks like this. You're going pretty wide, the width of the mat with your legs, and you're crossing over one side and then the other. Now you're going to feel how your hands support your low back. You don't want your low back to round, so keep pressing the sacrum low back area down into the mat as you do your core exercises here. Scissoring, crossing back and forth. If you need to stop at any time to rest, do it and then just come back in. And relax. Legs are out wide. You can rock your hips a little bit. Actually, hug your knees in and let's rock a little bit. Side to side, releasing the low back. And now we're going to come into bridge pose. So feet come underneath the knees. Arms come down alongside the body, palms facing down. And then go ahead and press into the feet, lift the hips, and roll the shoulders under. And here, if you can interlace your fingers and get those shoulders under, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, arms are alongside the body. And now you're going to press into the feet, lift the hips, and draw the sternum toward your chin. And press your arms down here into the mat. Keep drawing the sternum or your upper chest toward your chin. That's the focus here. Don't let the knees splay out. And breathe. One more breath. Good. Slowly release your shoulders. Come all the way down onto your back. And once you're down, turn your head side to side. And then take a nice deep breath in and just let out a sigh. Ah. Ah. That's good. Okay. Raise the right leg up and then reach for it with your hands. You can also use your strap here if you would like to place your strap around your foot. And then you can hold on to the strap with your hands. And you're going to draw this right leg towards you. Left knee is bent here. You're trying to get the leg as close to you, your upper body as you can. So it's that beautiful stretch down the back of the leg all the way. And now, if you want to go deeper into the stretch, bring the left leg flat onto the floor. And you can lift your head and chest here, walk your hands a little bit higher up the leg. And then as you lay back down, you're drawing the leg closer to you. Good. Now we're going to bring this leg back up to a 90-degree position, and we're going to take the leg over to the left side of the body. So take your right arm out to the side, palm facing down, and your left hand will either be on the leg or a strap as you guide the leg across. Now, as you move the leg across and it's high up, just be aware of where the stretch is. There's a stretch there, not very far into the movement. There's a deeper stretch here. So you can pick and choose where you want to hold the stretch. Keep the left hip down. The right hip obviously is going to come up off the mat. So wherever the stretch feels good, breathe into it. Keep this right leg straight and just breathe. Good. And then release the right foot, bend the right knee, plant the right foot onto the mat, and raise the left leg up. And we'll do the other side. So you're going to draw that left leg in toward your body. You can use a strap or your hands or whatever works for you. Breathe up the back of the leg as it opens even more. And if you want to go deeper into the pose, lengthen the right leg onto the mat all the way down. You can lift your upper body and grab higher up onto the leg with your hands. And then as you lay back down, you're drawing the leg closer to you. Good. And now we'll bring the leg across the body to the right. Anywhere it feels like you want to work with the stretch. Plenty of options here. Breathe. So this is the same sort of stretch as we get with scissors pose. Good. And bring your leg back to center now. And let's come into happy baby. So both of your feet are facing up to the ceiling. Bend at the knees and then take that toe hold with the first two fingers and the thumb around the big toe. And you're just going to draw one knee down and then the other like pistons. Rocking it back and forth. Opening the groin. Keeping the sacrum down here. Good, happy baby. And now plant both feet. And we're gonna do some twists. So left leg extends, right knee, hug it into the chest. And then right arm out to the side, palm facing down. Draw the left knee across the body. Breathe into your twist. And now come back to center. Hug the right knee in and then release that right leg all the way down. Draw the left knee up. Hug it into the chest. Left arm out to the side, palm facing down. And then guide the left leg across. Wherever you feel is the full extension of your twist on this day. Every day is different. Breathe into it. Good. And then let's come all the way onto our back for our final resting pose, final Shavasana. Arms and legs out wide, palms facing up. And whatever you need to do to be comfortable, perhaps you need socks or a comfy jacket on, or if you want a pillow underneath something in your final Shavasana, go ahead and take those steps now to make yourself comfortable so you can really drop in and relax. And as you're lying here in this peaceful place, the Divine Mother comes to you with a beautiful pink energy of unconditional love. She wraps that energy around you. It's like a comfortable blanket that is cozy and comforting. And you are bathed in this pink light of unconditional love. Just feel this pink energy holding you and embracing you. I'm just letting you know that everything is okay. Everything is okay. Reminding you of how loved you are. No matter what you've done or not done in the past, that you are deeply loved and revered, even. And reminding you that you are here to learn how to love yourself and others unconditionally. And just to offer yourself some of that unconditional love now, place both hands over your heart. And you can say silently to yourself or out loud, I love you and I will always love you, no matter what. And then go ahead and reach your arms long on the mat, stretching through your whole body. Bend through both knees and roll onto one side, pressing up to your seated position where we began. Circles. And when you are ready, come to sit with your palms at your heart in prayer position. And remember the intention you set an hour ago. And now let's close the class with one Om, breathing in together. I bow to the beautiful light inside of you that is also inside of me. Namaste. Thank you. Be kind to yourself, be gentle, be compassionate, understanding, supportive for yourself. You deserve your love. And my name is Beth Wright of Spirit Works. You can find me at energyhealingteacher.com or Spirit Works Beth Wright on Facebook. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for joining.